Hi, this is Adam Salmon from Inflectra, and in today's webinar, we're going to be talking about SpiraPlan, present and future. So what we'll be doing first of all is looking at the new changes we've made to our product lineup, how we've changed the lineup of SpiraTest, SpiraTeam, and SpiraPlan. We'll look at then some of the new features we released in version 5.4 of SpiraPlan, specifically the program planning view, the release view across different projects, and the cross-project incident view. After that, we'll be talking about some of the big plans we have for this year and next year in the SpiraPlan family. This is the Inflectra product suite. And if you look at this, we've made a couple of changes since the previous version. Previously, if you'll remember, SpiraTest was our QA management tool for managing testing and QA projects, and that hasn't changed. SpiraPlan was originally our tool for managing an agile project where there wasn't a testing component. And so SpiraTest and SpiraPlan together were combined to give you SpiraTeam, our application lifecycle management solution. What we found is that testing is a very strong component in an agile project. You have to have testing of user stories, and there wasn't significant demand we found for the SpiraPlan product. And so we realized that SpiraTest and Team were really the most important solutions at the project level. Separately, we found that there's a large interest in having a tool that works beyond the project level. And we'll get into that later on in some of the future features, but the idea is to be able to manage more than just a project, particularly being able to manage a program of projects, but also being able to manage an enterprise, managing an entire business where you may have multiple programs containing multiple projects. And there's definitely a need out there for a tool that can manage that level of information. However, not all customers would want that. Many customers are looking for tools to manage projects. And so we decided it makes sense to create a tiered structure so that people could have the right edition of the Spira platform depending on their needs. So if you're looking to manage a QA team, then SpiraTest is still the right tool for you. If you're managing a project team, soup to nuts across all the different disciplines, requirements, task management, test management, source code, bug tracking, agile planning, then SpiraTeam is the tool for you. If you're looking to run your entire business and have the ability to do resource management, billing, program management, portfolio management, and road mapping, then SpiraPlan will be the tool for you. We'll talk more about what's going to be in SpiraPlan. But the idea being is that people may decide to start with SpiraTest, graduate to SpiraTeam, and graduate down to SpiraPlan if it makes sense. Not every customer will need necessarily SpiraPlan. Many will be quite happy with SpiraTeam. And so you will see communication coming out in the future more around SpiraPlan in the future. And just to sort of re-emphasize, the naming conventions we've used is that the old SpiraPlan that we had before for agile planning is going away. Anyone who was using that will be moved to SpiraTeam automatically. And then anyone who's using SpiraTeam today can stay on SpiraTeam if you're happy and that's what you need. If you are looking to add on some of the features you see later on in the presentation, we are actually offering a discount for the next month and a half to actually upgrade to SpiraPlan at reduced cost. And so if you see the features either in the current version or the things we're going to talk about next, and you like those and you want to be part of that, it is a cost-effective way to get on the SpiraPlan platform today, so that as the new features come out in version 6 later this year, you'll already be using that platform and you'll have an advantage of being able to upgrade to it now at reduced price from say 6 months from now. So first of all, let's talk about some of the features we added in SpiraPlan. And in today's presentation, we're only going to be looking at the SpiraPlan specific features. So if you're interested in seeing what was added in version 5.4 for SpiraTest or SpiraTeam, we have a recording of some webinars we did a few weeks ago covering that topic. So this is just going to be the unique features in SpiraPlan that are not in Team or Test. So I'll dump out of PowerPoint and go into the live application. And so this is SpiraPlan right now. And as you say, it looks very similar to what you'll have seen in SpiraTeam, except that whereas in SpiraTeam, if you go to the main navigation, you see the program and your 3 projects that belong to the program in this case. If you click on internal projects in SpiraTeam or SpiraTest, you come to this dashboard. That's consistent across all 3 products. This lets you report on a program or project group, as they used to be known, and you can then see all the projects together. But you'll also see 3 more tabs now, which are new and only in SpiraPlan. First of all, there is the Planning tab. And this gives you a program planning board. Now, one thing I should mention up front is that this used to be in SpiraTeam also. And so we've actually migrated this feature into SpiraPlan. So if you're using SpiraTeam in version 5.3 and you need that feature, you will need to upgrade to SpiraPlan for version 5.4 and beyond. That feature is only going to be in SpiraPlan for the program level. The project level planning board, the task board, the incident board, those are all in SpiraTeam also, but the program level board is only in SpiraPlan. And this lets you look across multiple projects. In this case, I've got two projects, Library Information System and then Library Information Update Project. I just cloned one and renamed it so you can see two projects. And that lets you see the requirements across both projects side by side. You can see the tasks and the test cases if you want to. You can also remove the detail view to give it more space. You can also look at across the entire program by priority as well. So these are all of the requirements. I'll take out these to make it a bit smaller. So you can look across the entire program by priority. And you can drag and drop the priority. You can look at by status across the entire program. So you can see the flow of work across all the projects. And you can see by person. So that is your program planning board. And as well as being able to view it at the program level, you can drill down within this to a specific project if you'd like. You can also view the backlog of things that are not yet planned but are in the future. So that's also available too. So these are all the backlog items that have not yet been assigned to a release, and you can see that across all the projects in your program. So that's one thing you get with SpiraPlan. The second thing is the release view. And what this will let you do is see your entire release plan across multiple projects. So for example, if you have 3 or 4 different projects and they're all interrelated, you can now look at the release dates, the start dates, the end dates, the progress, and you can actually manage the flow at a program level. So you can see all the projects, all the releases, and then you can go to another level and say, I want to go one more level. Let me show some of the sprints iterations. I can show all levels. So you can expand and collapse the projects and the releases and the sprints iterations for as much as you like, giving you a full program-wide view of all the milestones. Then we'll talk about the incidents. And of course you can filter as well on this. So you can filter, find anything that's in a certain status, things that have certain coverage, test progress, things like that. So if you can find the outliers, things that meet certain conditions. Whereas before you'd have to go through 3 or 4 different projects to find all this information, you can now see it all in one place for the entire program. So as a program manager, it makes your life much easier. Similarly with defects, we had a lot of customers that were managing multiple projects for different clients, or multiple products for the same client for that matter, and they couldn't find a way to see all of the defects. They would have to run reports or custom reports to be able to see a multi-project view of the defects. This gives you now a program-wide defect view. And so you can see here we have defects from 2 different projects, and you can filter by project, so you don't have to jump into the project to do that. You can actually see right from here all of the incidents from one project, the other project. If there's anything in this other one, I can do that too. And then obviously all projects together, which gives you the power of doing that. You can also sort, and those fields will work across the different projects too. So as I scroll through this, you can see the same thing. Similarly, you can also run progress filters, priority filters, other things like that to find just the certain items that match your needs. So those are some of the things we've added in version 5.4, but it's just the beginning. So there's a lot more functionality we're going to be releasing later this year and next year around program management and enterprise management. And just to go back to the previous concepts, SpiraTeam and SpiraTest really are tools for managing a project. Our goal with SpiraPlan is to begin to open up the platform to the enterprise, which means people like the HR manager, the resource manager, people who are looking at staffing for projects. Our aim is to be able to provide functionality that lets you run multiple projects and see what's going on at a much higher level, in addition to everything that's already in SpiraTeam. So if we want to look at some of the future plans, so these are some of the things we're going to be planning out for version 6. And again, we'd like some feedback on these to see if the things that you think are particularly important that you'd like to see, or if there are other things that perhaps are less important that would also be really helpful. So just to start looking at some of these, the first thing is going to be generally reporting and graphic enhancements. We've done that already in the latest version. There's some new graphs and charts you'll have seen. We've added a custom graphing engine. The other things we want to do is to make the custom graphing more flexible, so you can specify different fields. and also being able to have reports and graphs across the programs. Right now, our support for graphing at the program level is quite basic. We have that program dashboard, and that's really it. You can create custom graphs and display the data across a program, but that's still displayed within the project, so it doesn't feel very good. So our plan is to have a dedicated report page for the program in the same way we have it for the project, and that will let you have program level graphs that you can have, both built-in ones and custom, and also reports, so printable documents, which right now are only at the project level. They will also have those available at the program level. So if you need to create a traceability matrix for multiple projects, you don't have to create 4 different separate project reports and glue them together in Acrobat. You'll be able to do it directly within the tool. The second thing is program portfolio management enhancements, and that will include several pieces, including enterprise risk management, being able to assign risk management numbers, and being able to manage the risk across multiple projects. Being also able to do road mapping and having the ability to take a program and specify different milestones. So you could have a milestone for a program, say a platform release 1.0, and then the different individual project releases would then be linked to it, so that if the project dates start to slip, it will impact the overall program milestone. And being able to basically do multi-level programming and getting views of a Gantt chart view of the program. And so that will let you roll up multiple projects together and do dependency tracking. So those kinds of high-level planning are a key part of what we're going to be adding in version 6 and beyond. Within the project level, and this piece would actually also be in SpiraTeam, being able to have tracks of work within a project. This is an area we found we are deficient right now, where you can assign things to people and you can look at planning boards by person, but you can't do it by tracks. So you might have a development track, a QA track. We're going to be adding support for tracks in both SpiraPlan and SpiraTeam. The fourth one we want to start adding support for uniquely in SpiraPlan will be enterprise resource management. And there's several pieces to that. One is being able to see project dates, when people start a project, when they roll off a project, what their allocation is. Right now they're on it or they're off it. There's no percentage allocation. There's no way of knowing also what skills they have. So having skill tracking, so when you assign someone to a project, you'll know what skills they have, what are needed, and when they roll off the project, you'll know where you can staff them next. So the system will give you ability to see the personnel flow, who's rolling off a project, when they're available, and what other work is in the pipeline. So it will help you do program and enterprise management of your people and your projects. Another thing we're going to be adding in SpiraPlan, some of this will be in Team, will be the document management functionality, adding workflows, electronic signatures, and check-in, check-out. So that way you will have a full document management system, which will be a lot more robust than the functionality we have today. We're also looking at the program and project level to have some alerting and diagnostics, so the system can start to warn you if a project starts to run late and it's going to impact your program. Having SpiraPlan alert you to some of those issues, so you can make changes before they happen. Another key piece will also be financial estimations and tracking. Right now, in SpiraPlan and SpiraTeam, when you staff someone to a project, you staff them as a role, and that's all we really track. And when you set up a release, you specify the number of people, but not which kind of person. What role were they in, and how much are they supposed to cost. So both the financial estimations and the earned value management will let you actually be able to do billing calculations. And if you, for example, put a project together and you have to staff it with a different team, that may impact the profitability and the billability of that project. SpiraPlan will be able to help you manage that. It won't be an accounting tool, but it will be able to integrate with tools like QuickBooks or Oracle Financials, SAP, to be able to help you generate more accurate billing and understand the impact of personnel changes. Going back to that personnel management piece. Another key feature that we've been asked for is being able to manage documentation, a combination of a wiki and a document management. We already have the document management piece. We don't have any freeform text management. We're going to be adding functionality for freeform documentation storage, a wiki-like system that will let you have more abstract content linked to documents and requirements and test cases, so that you can actually document things in a more freeform manner in addition to all the artifacts you already have in the system. Another piece that will be in both SpiraTeam and SpiraPlan is the code management. We already have Taravault, which is our code management solution, and it already has functionality for viewing code, viewing revisions, being able to link those to artifacts. We also want to add more advanced tools as well to do code tracing at the code level rather than just at the file level, being able to also do differential management and things like that. So you can actually review code and check the impact and how it ties into your requirements. in your tests. And the last big piece, which has been a feature we've been asked for a long time, is going to be requirements and test case baselining. We're unsure whether this will be in SpiraTeam and SpiraPlan. It might only be in SpiraPlan. It will depend on the complexity of it. And so, again, feedback would be interesting to hear from people. Right now, we have version control for requirements and test cases, but we don't have any baselining. So when you create a new version, that's a version for a specific requirement or a specific test case, but we don't have a way of labeling a whole section of requirements and test cases and saying, this is a particular version, and we want to be able to check deviations from that version and check results from that version. And we know that's a big issue, a big need that people have, especially when you have to do with auditability and validated systems. And so that's an area we intend to add the functionality. It will either be in SpiraTeam and Plan, it won't be in SpiraTest. Depending on the complexity, it may end up only being in SpiraPlan. Part of what will drive that is if we've realized that we don't want to make the system too complicated for average users, we may want to put it only in the top level tool. So those are some of the things we've been looking at. The goal, as I said, for version 6 is primarily on the program management and improving some of the project management stuff that feeds into it. Basically, the goal is to go to the very big, from an enterprise reporting, enterprise management standpoint, also to the very small, having better time card management where you can actually track the time per day, per activity. So you have a much more rich information around the planning side of things. We'll still continue to enhance the testing side of Spira, Test, Team, and Plan. At this point, most of the testing functionality is pretty mature, and we anticipate it being more minor enhancements and bug fixes on the testing side, at least for the next year and a half. Most of the enhancements are going to be on the planning side, as I said, other than usability, performance, and bug fixing. Thanks for watching today's video on the future and present of SpiraPlan. If you'd like to learn more about testing and project management and agile transformation, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day.